Who is the best in P+? A common question asked in any fighting game. In Brawl, it's pretty obvious it was Meta Knight. In Smash 4, we have Bayonetta.
No way! I don't know, I was stalling for time. Alright.
In Melee, it's Fox, but in Project Plus, it's legitimately harder to figure out who is the best character in the game. There's 42 characters, and the cast is so close competitively, it's legitimately harder to figure out who is the very best. And if you saw my video on low tiers in Project Plus, you would know that the tier list isn't nearly as clear. It's pretty complex. Low tiers are legitimate characters, and they wouldn't be considered the traditional trash low tier characters that you would see in a lot of fighting games in the old days. TLDR, all the characters in P+ are viable, but I know, it doesn't really answer the question. Here are the characters that are most commonly debated for the #1 spot in Project Plus: Wolf, Mewtwo, Meta Knight, and Zero Suit Samus. A lot of people who have been playing since 3.6 would argue that Wolf is the best character. Obviously because Wolf was the very best on the Project M 3.6 tier list, the previous final update before Project Plus. But is he still the best? Yeah, I would say Wolf is still a contender. He has a couple small nerfs, but he still remains true to his original character. Wolf's high placement mostly is because of people like Switch, who have solo mained the character and brought Wolf to many top 8s and grand finals. He has an amazing projectile, being able to waveland and double laser out of the waveland. Yes, I said that, you can do that. Just like any other space animal, Wolf carries a majority of their characteristics. Wolf is an interesting twist on the spacey concept. His side special, which would normally be just a straightforward recovery move, actually is an amazing kill move, and it's pretty hype. His recovery is also pretty good compared to the other space animals, but he's still a spacey, and his recovery is still kind of trash compared to every other character in the game. He still gets comboed just like a spacey. He gets comboed really hard because of his fall speed and being a really heavy character. Whenever he has to rely on defensive options, that's when Wolf starts to be in a more riskier position. Still an overall amazing character. He has incredible grabs, his smash attacks are really powerful, and he has a great move being his shine, which just like any other spacey, their shines are just automatically going to be great. For Mewtwo, Mewtwo was previously considered the most broken character in Project M 3.0. I mean, who wasn't broken in 3.0? Mewtwo had the most abusive jank out of any character in the cast, and he clearly was in his own lane during this era. Is he still like this? No. Are you serious? No. Imagine 3.0 Mewtwo running around in Project Plus. That would be a major catastrophe. I don't even have to see that version of Mewtwo ever again, and that's honestly okay.
He's been trying to get like that, yeah. the instant ramen whoop, like
Ramen whoop.
there it is.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Everyone's popping off. This guy.
There it is.
Emu Killer.
This
The
guy,
winner of
Emu
Skate Talk 3.
Killer. This guy, Emu Killer.
Similar to other characters that were broken in this area, Mewtwo was seriously nerfed because he was just a broken character at this time. However, this doesn't mean Mewtwo became unviable. A bunch of new school Mewtwo mains began pushing the character in the meta, showing that Mewtwo still has some promise. Mewtwo's a floaty zoner character with disjoint due to his long limbs, also having a very versatile recovery because of his large jump height and great recovery tools. He has float technique that allows him to combo and even be used as a recovery tool. Despite being a great character though, his weakness is his survivability. He is an extremely light character and floaty, making him easy to be comboed against certain characters in the cast. Mewtwo is not one of those characters that you can just pick up because
this is big brain time.
he has a large learning curve. It will take a lot of effort to get good with Mewtwo to truly become a menace with the character. This mainly has to do with the fact that he has a multitude of options that aren't going to be comparable to other characters in the cast. So Mewtwo is more of in his own lane with some of his certain aspects. Now, Meta Knight actually is not broken either. This isn't Brawl, thankfully. He's a pretty unique character, boasting multiple jumps and above average walk speed, and the 4th fastest dash speed and average air speed, and the 6th fastest falling speed. He has also an ability to glide, which not a lot of characters still have in P+. He is a small character, the 4th lightest, being surprisingly heavier than Fox. These traits give Meta Knight an above average mobility compared to most of the characters at his size and weight. He is normally argued to be a top level character due to his strong frame data, fast moves with little startup, and hardly any end lag. Similar to characters like Marth and Roy, he has a down tilt that's a great poking tool, although his reach is slightly less compared to those two characters. Adding to this, he has a small stature, and he's pretty difficult to punish because of this. Meta Knight has one of the best recoveries in the game, mainly because he has a multitude of ways of getting back on stage.
Fight me.
However, his few drawbacks would be this: his frailty. Similar to the space animals, he can get comboed very easily, especially by characters who combo fast fallers really well. He's a lightweight character that is very speedy, so he's going to have trouble KOing at higher percents as well. AKA he has Marthritis or Meta Knight-ritis? We'll go with that. While he does have a lot of strong options like his Dimensional Cape and his smash attacks, these moves are a little bit more committal in his moveset. While in PM 3.6, Meta Knight was seen a lot in the meta, he wasn't placing nearly as high as people expected, especially for having the projected best frame data in the game. Still capable of going to top 8s, but despite a lot of people maining the character, Meta Knight has only won one PM Super Major, being back in 2016. Still a great character though, don't get me wrong, like any character in this video, they have their own pluses and minuses. Zero Suit Samus is an insane character on paper. I was wrong about her previously in the past. Her initial dash speed is as good as Sheik and Diddy Kong, but her max speed is much higher. This also gives her a dash dance on par with Marth in size. Furthermore, she has the highest horizontal air acceleration after Wario and Jigglypuff, and tied with Squirtle, giving her strong mix-ups when jumping in. This large amount of horizontal drift also allows Zero Suit Samus to recover very easily. She's also really easy at avoiding combos in general because she can just duck under attacks. She has one of the best recoveries in the game, having a wall jump, 2 tether recoveries, a down B that can also be used as a recovery tool, and her floaty horizontal aerial drift. She's an incredibly mobile character and moves extremely fast. She's truly an example of the Project Plus power creep. When other characters get nerfed, it allowed other characters to rise up in the meta, ZSS being one of them. You could say she was a diamond in the rough in 3.6, and then thanks to people like Malachi playing her more recently and winning tournaments with her, it's clear that this character has a lot more promise than a lot of people, including myself, saw in the past. She definitely has the top tier character promise. Her weaknesses are that she has trouble dealing with characters that are significantly smaller than her, just like Kirby and Squirtle, and she can be combo food in certain matchups because of her high gravity. But she has a crazy amount of positives, so yeah. When I mention any negatives with these 4 characters, it's basically me trying to ground these characters because on paper all 4 of them seem really broken. But when you actually meld them extremely well together with the rest of the characters in the cast and even the low tier characters, some of the other characters can still have an edge on them, which is kind of insane to think about. Which is again why Project Plus is so interesting and how the cast and the tier list is so close tier wise. That even figuring out who is the best character is not as easy as it seems to be. I started this video by being able to say definitively which character is the best out of the 4, but honestly my answer doesn't really matter at the end of the day. ZSS was previously a high tier character, but it wasn't until P+ where the character got more promise within the meta. There's always going to be an underrated character out there, and people are going to find that character and push them up in the meta. Even though people thought Wolf was the best in 3.6, now people over time are arguing that he might fall a little bit over time, especially when more counterplay is figured out. This meta in this game is constantly changing. People thought Donkey Kong was a trash character, and then look at what people like Thunder's Reign did with Donkey Kong. All I'm saying is if you told me that these 4 characters were your pick for number 1, then I would believe you, because that's how close the meta is right now. I don't know, Wolf I guess for now, but if you said any of these 4 characters, I would agree with you wholeheartedly. That's how close the meta is in Project Plus right now, so go have fun, go play it, do whatever, have a good time. Alright guys, if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out other videos that are on the channel if you guys want. There's a Patreon down below if you guys are interested, so if you guys want to get content early, people on Patreon will be getting the videos early on there. Also, there's a Reddit down below, and also if you guys want to see me live stream during the weekends, come through on those weekend live streams. Alright you guys, take care and have a good one. Peace out.